Yo, we in a world where the truth don't trend, where the facts wear filters and the real ones pretend. One mic, one mind, one mission begins. The show that bends the rules and not the lens. Welcome to the BTB Grilla show. Salute the truth.
Hey, what they got going on over there? Hey, yo.
Hey, yo.
Hey, what's this?
Let's talk to the realest show.
Speak the other day.
The BTB Grilla show.
But I said it's okay.
It's BTB Grilla show.
But if we don't get it,
The
it
only
won't be a
thing that
positive
you
thing.
need to know.
But if we do
Let's
get
talk
it,
about real. Let's talk about real. You. Let's talk about real. Let's talk about real. Let's talk about real. Let's talk about the BTB Grilla show. Okay. Let's get into this mix. All right. Damn, I sound a little bit loud. I'm BTB Grilla. This is the BTB Grilla show. What up, Big DJ? How you feeling? Today's show wasn't even going to be today's show, but the world is acting like we ain't got no sense out here. And there's just a lot of shit going on. Yesterday in Colorado, there was a shooting at a school. Also, yesterday, Charlie Kirk, a man loved by some and the opposite by others, was shot and killed. A lot of people been saying a lot of things about it. I honestly, when it comes to the shooting part, I don't know. We're gonna get into the show first, and then
the news on Charlie Kirk.
Yeah, hey, we just got
Hold on, let me see what's up with my. Let me see what's going on there.
done talk about that. That was horrible.
Yeah, that's fucked up, man.
I just can't believe that people are celebrating, that shit. Crazy.
Yeah. If somebody killed me, they gonna celebrate that too. So I don't trip. It's some evil people in the world, homie.
Yeah, I know, bro. At the end of the day, he's got a family, bro.
Yeah, and he's never harmed nobody. He's just been, he may have hurt some people's feelings with his opinions and ideologies, but he's never tried to hurt anybody.
Yeah. It was a tough day, and there's a Colorado school shooting. There's a lot of bullshit happening in the world.
Yeah. But one thing about it, man, never throughout history have evil ever won. Never throughout human existence have evil ever won.
But Unc, why is there a bunch of fucked up shit happening in the world right now?
Good things happen to bad people just like bad things happen to good people.
That's what he's saying in that one, right? I just wanted to start the show off because
In a video that's already sparking massive controversy, Charleston White just reacted to the tragic death of Charlie Kirk in a way that honestly feels surreal. The video starts with him blasting back-to-back by Drake, almost like he's celebrating something, and it only gets more wild from there. Charleston goes on to say, "You think I care about a white boy killing another white boy?"
I think I care about a white boy being killed by another white boy.
And then straight up starts laughing while talking crazy about Charlie's kids. No respect, no remorse, just full-on disrespect the entire
now I know we just heard Charleston White say, "Man, that's fucked up, man." Yeah, that. See what I'm saying?
time. He keeps repeating that this doesn't matter to him, saying things like, "I don't care about no white man's family." And in the end, he takes it to a whole other level saying he would. A white man himself. That's not a joke. He actually said that on camera, in the same video. Honestly, this might be one of Charleston White's most unhinged and disturbing reactions yet.
All right, now, I played those videos, honestly, I played those videos because, for one, I don't like motherfuckers that be switching up. You say something 4 hours and then you faking on another stream a couple hours later. Like, I don't like shit like that, for one. For two, I don't know how many people out here are familiar with Charlie Kirk. Back in the day, we had a saying, I completely disagree with what you're saying, but I will fight to the death for you to say it. What happened to my country? Hey, now that's what I'm talking about, bro. That is literally, I've been on X. Like this morning, I was on X and I'm reposting all of these crazy comments and stuff I see about Charlie Kirk. Honestly, I knew who he was by face, by name. I didn't strike a bell. Once I recognized and I was like, oh, okay, I know who they talking about. And I see so many people, whether it be white, black, and different. And I'm not gonna lie, it was a lot of us out there that was saying some crazy shit. And it's like, for one, the people that were in the most oppressed times, like when it comes to black people, this message is strictly for my fellow black people, whether you my fellow or not, motherfucker. The people who fought for equality, for our rights, and for a lot of things that we still are looking for today, they did not have that connotation of, I want these motherfuckers dead. They had the connotation of, why are these people treating me like this, even though I don't understand why they don't see me as being the same as them, and it's wrong. I want what I'm supposed to have, and that's it. Like, you know what I'm saying? It wasn't like hey, since you spraying us with water hoses and everything else like that, and since we can't eat right, we gotta walk through the back doors, and we got water fountains and stuff marked with colored signs and stuff. That was life for them. They not only did they not have to in the hardest times of America, not only were they had things said to them, they had things physically done to them. And that was not the connotation. Like, granted, on the physical side, yeah, we did have some Black Panthers and some things like that, some people, some organizations that helped protect the community, uplift the community, keep us strong. But being able to speak your opinion, to speak your voice, doing something to somebody taking their life, man, we gotta get better over that. I mean, the thing about it is it was from what I've seen, we haven't caught the shooter yet, but it was a white guy from what I've been hearing. And it's like, it don't fucking matter. It wouldn't have mattered. That'd be the thing. The things that change the situation when it comes to the shooter for Charlie Kirk, it'd be like, yeah, if it's somebody from a different country or a bigger plot or something like that at hand, that's when that type of shit matters. When you talking about, we already know who does most of the rifle work in this country when it comes to shooting folks. Has nothing to do with it. You know what I'm saying? Like, damn. Anyway. The world is over. Now, the world ain't over. The world is about to restart. It's about the world is going through changes. That was another reason why I tied in the Africa story to this, right? I've been looking at things for the last few days. I just seen the African internet thing today. Just seen this shit. Where am I at? Boom. I just seen this shit today. I don't know if y'all know.
For centuries, they controlled our land, our resources, even our digital lives. But today, Africa rises, breaking their chains and owning its future.
For many years, Africa has depended on Western countries for its internet. Every search, every email.
But before we get into this, though, because I do want to touch into this. And this is good, and I don't want to water this down with the big thing, because I feel like when I say things like this, people be like, well, it's not even how I feel like. I had somebody say this shit to me on X earlier today. What they say? Because I've been fighting the popular opinion, which is, we don't celebrate shit like this. Somebody said, don't open a door or some shit, something to the effect of like kind of questioning my blackness. And it's like, yo, I've seen the Charlie Kirk videos. I've seen more Charlie Kirk videos today and what he stood on and represented, right? I completely am not in like line and sync with him at all. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, there's no way in hell that I would say, yeah, man, yeah, and shit, we need to get him up out of here. He's talking crazy. You know what I mean? Like, when you see the videos and they had all the people saying, well, let me see if I can find one of them, because them shits is crazy, bro. Them Jones is crazy. Where they walking around asking people how they feel about it and everybody celebrating, bro. And then, and this be the part that pisses me off. Internet, this is the part that pisses me off, right? Honestly, Elon Musk, man, your shit, you got the most racist motherfucking social platform that there is. Motherfucking, now that I think about it, X is the most racist platform that I've ever fucking seen in my life. Because the narrative on there is like, it's just black people that got an issue and that are just saying crazy shit. No, our whole United States is fucked up. There's a lot of people that was saying crazy shit about Charlie Kirk's death. And it gets separated into leftists. It gets separated into the black people. It gets separated into a whole bunch of shit. We don't agree with everything, but we should have our own opinions. We should have our own opinions, and we shouldn't be afraid of having an opinion that is so well received that we have a following, that we have a lot of like-minded people that agree with that opinion. And then with that, you become a target. And granted, you know what I mean? Like I said, like, I'm not, look, to all my brothers and sisters out there at the same time, like I said, yes, I know that everybody, I can't think of one great speaker or leader that was not assassinated damn near as far as in the black community. But it's like, at the same time, for one, people have, you gotta be careful when you take people out of here. A lot of people, I told that to somebody today. I was like, well, the thing about when you kill somebody, when you assassinate somebody with big ideas, you bring another life, you bring another life to their ideas. You bring more life to their ideas and stuff, and to their ideals. And then you start to create all these theories around their ideas and why somebody did such and such and such. So, all right, I was looking for the reactions. They got this shit separated. I don't want no leftist shit, ... Which one is this?
I heard a loud bang, which I figured a shot would be a little bit louder, but I just saw it hit him in the chest, and then all of a sudden,
why is she smiling?
Gushing right out where his heart is, and then he like fell over and slumped down, and everybody got down and was screaming, and then we all ran.
Can you describe just? Did he appear to be moving afterward, or what?
Not at all. I personally believe he was dead on impact.
I want the one where they was on the campus. They was on the campus and they was asking a bunch of people. Matter of fact, fuck it. We're going to go to X. Even though we know what X be on some wild shit. Oh, I ain't got it on this one. Hold up. I got to go to the other one. Shit. Well, you know what? You know what? It don't even fucking matter. Because we know that people are fucking ignorant and stupid. And they missing the big picture. They missing the big fucking picture. Real shit. And for everybody, I'm going to make a few announcements, right? For everybody who's in America right now, y'all motherfuckers need to wake up. Like, dead ass. We all are dealing with the results of some other shit that we had no control over. Once again, we are all dealing with the results of something that we had no control over. And we are talking about slavery in this instance. Zoom that screen. Oh, I got you, fam. Hold up. And that's like the main thing is like people act like they were around during slavery. Y'all weren't around during slavery. White, black, and different. I don't give a damn. Y'all wasn't here. Not only were you not here, as I said, when you look back to the way that things were, it's like shit was, it's like a whole different thing. The racism that we have today, it's like we're asking for it. It's like we want to be separated. We want to be categorized even further. Motherfucking, we Americans. At this point, it don't, and that be the thing that kills me. Motherfuckers be like, well, I ain't asked to be American. Well, guess what? Do you got move the fuck out of America money? Do you have go to another country and talk your shit type of money? If you do, then get the fuck on. That be the thing. Like, this is the land of the fucking free. We ain't keeping, look, bro, we not keeping nobody. We getting rid of motherfuckers if you have not been paying attention to what is going on in the United States. Damn near don't nobody feel welcome. So, if you're not happy, get the fuck on. If you here, and you like, well, shit, you know. He said, not your brother. Oh, my bad. About that joke. Got you. Hold on. I don't remember which one we was old. I do want to get into this African internet thing. Because this is even like a further step, but that was what I wanted to spin off into, right? Because there's so many people, me, myself included, I am still learning and remembering some things from fucking, whether it be family lessons, from other people, from books, whatever the case, about the history and how things got to be the way they are and stuff. Right now we see they calling it a war on Chicago and this, that, and the other and bop, bop, bop. Once again, I don't give a fuck. If you black, white, or indifferent, we are dealing with this shit. I come from Abbotsford Projects, North Philadelphia. Actually, born in Germantown, but same difference. Either, at the end of the day, where did the projects come from? Military housing and stuff, and then they threw all the low-income black folks up in there. And then you have what? You know, crime and bop, bop, bop. And then it gets to a period where when shit is unchecked and fucked up long enough, yeah, these are the end results that we all are dealing with. You understand what I'm saying? It's like the cleanup is not going to be nice and easy for anybody. Am I happy that you know what I'm saying, that we're going to take casualties like we as in Americans from people that are in impoverished areas, people that are trying to just, you know, they got to do a little something on the side or whatever to try and make ends meet. There's going to be a lot of casualties in this cleanup. There's going to be a lot of things in this straightening out that's going on. But it's like we don't police our own communities. We don't have any damn morals or backbone as people now. Anything that comes up on the news now will turn you against your best friend. You feel me? Like, we have to do better. And that's where it starts off, DJ, when you was like, you know, nobody's left to pick up the pieces. We are left to pick up the pieces because we are the pieces. We're going to hit a point in time where they say the victor writes history. We're entering a point in time now where as though shit is getting blurry. The lines are getting blurry. Sometimes when people are, sometimes when people are teaspoon, they won't understand the real facts of the streets. Oh yeah, the spoon fed shit. Yeah, I mean, spoon fed. Yeah, nah, for sure. That and information. When you see a lot of the information that comes out, like I said, I come from the projects. X, that's why I said the X is racist, right? Because X is what literally brings memories and makes me go and look into certain things because I see so many posts of the black this and crime rate and black this, that, and the other and ... And it's like, well, they get all these privileges and bop. And it's like, oh, so people really don't know. You know, like the common assumption is that, oh, you think welfare really fucking gives people a leg up and stuff like that. Like, oh, so people really don't know. You know what I'm saying? And that's where it becomes a thing. Like, Forest Projects, New York. Yeah, like people really don't know. Like Section 8 in itself, right? That shit works differently depending on your color is the crazy shit. I know people in Section 8, and granted, there's an exception to the rule. So granted, I've definitely met a few black people that have some nice houses on Section 8. Majority of black families that are on Section 8, the Section 8 is a fucking complex. The complex is in a crime-riddled area, impoverished area, bop. Like I said, we continue this cycle of, hey, I'm going to help you out, man. Look, you said you hungry, right? Okay. This is what I'm going to do then, right? I got you. I'm going to give you this bread, right? But, you see, I got the ham. And for the ham, I'm going to need at least a half a piece of that bread back. You understand what I'm saying? So if you can have the ham, I'm going to give you the ham for free for half of the piece of bread that I gave you. That is the American system. The American system, as far as in the poor people, the leverage that they have to give out, it doesn't allow for the come up. I actually was talking to Grok on X, and I asked, like, and y'all could do this shit too. It's not hard to ask AI anything. Because I asked Grok, I said, how much of America is considered lower class or whatever? And I forget his exact numbers or whatever, but it was pretty fucking shocking. But anyway, when people struggle, they always look to blame someone. When people are having trouble deciding between food and medicine, when times get tough, people are supposed to pull together and watch out, for sure, for reach each other. But when you starving, it's almost natural to lash out and do things out of character. Well, that, and not even necessarily that, right? We all tend to think of things, and I feel like a smaller perspective. Survival is just that. You can take a dainty housewife from the suburbs, then put her in the most harshest environment and give her a fucking baby. Give her a baby. Put her in the harshest environment. See what type of person she's going to become, because survival does not know a fucking color. Survival, it don't know no fucking, it don't know no genetics. Survival don't know none of that. You understand? That's why they say survival of the fittest. You feel me? So I think that what people fail to realize is that survival has never been pretty, and that so many of us are not surviving. So many of us are living pretty fucking good to the essence of the world and how things could be. You know what I'm saying? So when you see somebody that is in survival mode, you don't understand it, because you know what I mean? It's like, well, shit, your bro is like, you know what I mean? Like, you know, you ain't ain't nobody gonna take your food. People don't know, you know what I mean? Like, that shit different. It really is. It really is. And we've been in a survival mind state. Now, like I said, everything has a cause and effect. If you're in a survival mind state, there's a good chance that no, you're not necessarily building as much on your intellect or different things or your economic knowledge. There's certain things that you're going to miss depending on what your survival or what you have to do for survival at that time. Now, like, you do have some phenomenal beasts out there, like Big Grilla. You understand? Because, yeah, Big Grilla knew that. Everybody always told me the knowledge, man. Knowledge. You smart, man. Look, knowledge. Pick up everything you can pick up. Boom, boom, boom. And it was just one of those things where it wasn't hard to see that a lot of people around me, they weren't, like I said, everybody doesn't, you all have different workings, different mechanisms. Everybody moves at a different pace or different frequency. So me surviving, yeah, I'm learning how to code. I'm learning how to write, professionally. I'm learning technology. I'm learning different things because of the monster that I am. I have cousins, I have friends and brothers and stuff. I could sit down with them all day with this, and some of them will grasp it, some of them will not. Their survival tactics and the things that they will be able to pick up on and have to do in order to survive in those situations are what they are. Now, what America needs to do, with all that being said, what is the key and the simplest thing would be to what would be the truest way to lower crime? Would to be what? For motherfuckers to not have to be in survival mode. That's how you fucking lower crime. How you lower crime? Well, shit, motherfuckers is in survival mode. The crime rate is going up. It's very simple. Drug use, everything else like that. Like I said, like, in the hood, there's less people, and that's what I mean by they don't talk about the right shit. In an impoverished area, what type of people are using drugs? The motherfuckers that's going through shit. Old heads. You know what I'm saying? Like, in the hood, old heads is getting high. Motherfucking people that work construction and hard jobs all their life. You know what I'm saying? Toes all crisscrossed and bunched up. Those are the ones getting high in the hood. Around the rest of the United States, for the most part, the ones getting high are who? Everybody out having fun and living life and bop and stuff. So that's what I'm saying. So you can't say that drugs are increasing the crime rate and this, that, and the other. It's literally everything boils down to certain situations. Whew. Now.
And every video had to travel through servers owned by companies like Google, Amazon, and Microsoft. This system made Africa completely dependent on outsiders for something as basic as internet access. But now, everything has changed. The African Union has launched something revolutionary, the Continental Internet Exchange. This project is not just another internet company, it is a completely new digital system built for Africans, by Africans. Imagine roads and highways. In the past, if someone in Africa wanted to send a message, it had to travel on foreign-owned highways, even if the message was just going to a nearby country. It was like sending a letter to your neighbor, but mailing it to another continent first. Now, with the Continental Internet Exchange, Africa has built its own digital highways.
We all inherit things from our families, but what many of us don't, the wealth needed to buy our first home.
Messages, videos, and websites can travel directly inside the continent without leaving African soil. The scale of this project is massive. Over 100,000 kilometers of fiber optic cables have been laid down. 47 major data centers have been built. Exchange points have been created in almost every big city across Africa. This means internet traffic now has local routes, making it faster, cheaper, and more secure. Instead of being controlled by Western companies, the infrastructure is owned by African governments and companies. This new system brings three big advantages. First, the internet will be cheaper. Africans used to pay some of the highest costs in the world because they were paying rent to foreign companies. Now that the infrastructure is African-owned, those costs will drop. Second, the internet will be much faster. Data no longer has to travel thousands of miles to Europe or America. It can stay within Africa, cutting delays and making connections smoother. Third, Africa will finally control its own digital future. No foreign government or company can shut it down or monitor it in the same way they could before. The most important part of this achievement is unity. Africa is made up of 54 countries, each with its own challenges, languages, and governments, yet they came together to build this system as one. That is not only a technical achievement, but also a political one. It shows that Africa can work as a team when the goal is important enough.
Hey, salute to your father. And I completely agree with that as well. Not to pause this video, but I completely agree with that. You know, my military service, I don't think it was as important as a lot of other people's. And and like we was talking about earlier, when I was saying earlier, I come from a family of Black Panthers. You know what I'm saying? For everybody that was here when my father did his interview, I found out the same time. Well, I knew a little bit, but not like as in depth as what he was telling. But I found out the same time as everybody else. So it's like, you know, even with that knowledge, like I said, I didn't know that part. I think it's definitely, that's a hard one, right? For those of us that are willing to receive the knowledge, we need to have people that know how and when to give us the knowledge and stuff from the past. So, you know what I mean? And the lessons from the past, the morals, and how to slowly teach us that and integrate that in the everyday life and stuff. And as well, you know, you got to find people that are receptive and will receive it the right way, you know, or receive it at all, because a lot of people are just closed off.
For ordinary people, this change will be life-changing. Students will be able to access online classes faster and cheaper. Businesses can connect with partners across the continent without depending on foreign servers. Doctors can share medical knowledge with colleagues in other African countries instantly. Farmers can get real-time weather updates without delays. But it doesn't stop there. The Continental Internet Exchange is also building African versions of popular online tools. Instead of using Western-based cloud storage, email, and video platforms, Africans can now use local alternatives. These alternatives are not only cheaper, but also designed with African needs in mind, such as supporting local languages and regional payment systems. This is more than just technology. It is about independence and sovereignty. For decades, Africa was forced to rely on others for basic digital infrastructure that created a system where Western companies controlled what information Africans could access and how much they had to pay for it. With the Continental Internet Exchange, that era is over. The timing could not be better. Africa has the youngest population in the world, with more than 60% under the age of 25.
The shit you learn. You just be learning random shit. I don't know if y'all watch videos like I watch videos, because sometimes I don't even be watching the video. I be everywhere, but I be still grasping. What the fuck? Whoa, 60% under the age of 25? There's a lot of love. There's a lot of love out in Africa. Good God. Sheesh. Which will also help it keep their money in the country and continent. No, for sure. You know, I like looking at stuff like this for several different reasons, bro. Several different reasons. What the fuck? It's like something just bit the fuck out of me. But one of them be because when you see things like this, it makes you realize how much the world outside of the United States is changing and I guess growing. Maybe because we were further ahead in so many areas. You know what I'm saying? Excuse me. But it also makes you think like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when we gonna have to not worry about everybody else all up in our Kool-Aid? You know what I mean? But we are in that day and age, though, with fucking Starlink and everything else. We're in that day and age of shit popping up, new things happening. That's just where we are, for real, for real. What the fuck? All right. Fuck he talking.
Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the latest edition of the Stephen A. Smith Show, coming at you courtesy of SiriusXM Channel 82, Mad Dog Sports Radio. Number to call
and the BTB Grilla Show.
Up as always is 888 Mad Dog 6. That's 888 Mad Dog 6. That's 888-623-3646. And also, if you want to send in your voicemail messages because you can't get me on the line on radio, I love being back at Mad Dog Sports Radio. I like to lead with my passion and my fervor. Different. You can use today.
Let's go.
If you're here in the area and are looking for a solution to heat your home this winter, then this is hands down the system you need to be looking at.
I'm going to be real. I'm going to be authentic. I'm going to be my true Stephen A. self. Whoever the hell I am is who I am. That's the way it goes. And I'm sitting up here this afternoon, the afternoon on the East Coast, the morning on the West Coast, and I want to thank the world of sports. We got a Thursday night game coming up tonight. Watch the Commanders against the Green Bay Packers, and I know that, and I'm getting ready to talk about that. We've got news emanating out of the NBA involving Kawhi Leonard. I'm going to talk about that. The WNBA season is coming to an end. How much defending his 168-pound super middleweight championship against Terrence Crawford, undefeated at 41-0 with 31 KOs, which may be the fight of the decade. So we're all looking forward to talking about those things, but that's not something that pulls you. Isn't the only thing on my.
All right, Stephen A. You lost me, buddy. I tried, bro. I tried to give you a few moments. Man. But the football game is getting ready to start. I done got my point across. Well, part of it. It's such a long conversation. It can't be had in one session. I'm not going to lie. But I feel like, honestly, like I said, I got my point across. I'm not with all that other shit. I don't give a fuck. See me. I ain't with all that motherfucking everybody talking about motherfuckers and shit when they dead. I don't care who it is, what it is about. I ain't with motherfuckers getting killed for speaking. I speak my mind too much, and I represent hip hop, which is all about speaking your mind. So that was the point. Past that. For the rest of the world, I don't know. Bro. Lead with love, yo. That's all I can tell anybody. You know what I'm saying? Keep shit simple. Lead with love. You know? Don't even necessarily treat somebody how you would want them to treat you, because some people truly don't give a fuck how they are treated, and some people just like to be treated bad so they can get mad. At the end of the day, I'm going to just leave it with lead with love, yo. You know, just like that. I'm going to get up out of here. I appreciate everybody. This has been quite a different. It was, shut up, Pac. Hey, man, look, bro, you came at the right time, bro. I don't know how long you been there, Pac. Bro, look, hey, okay, yeah. This has been an episode of the BTB Grilla Show, and till next time.